Ah, yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah. Do you know she royalty? Do you know she royalty? I be that one that'll get her heart racing. I didn't feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah.
Hello, Squaddies. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a fabulous weekend. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe button, please. Thank you so much for joining me. Going to be a short and sweet one today. Just a few updates. Oh, is it someone's birthday today? Is it? Oh, is it Black Queen's birthday? Happy birthday to you, madam. Round of applause for Black Queen, please. Hope you enjoyed your birthday and all your birthday wishes come true. Thank you so much for being so supportive, so generous, and so present, and an awesome member of the squad. Really do appreciate you here very much. May the Lord bless you. Right, let's get into it, shall we? Right, what should we go for first? Okay, some good news. Fox and Dominion trial. So from my understanding, they are not settling. This is the company that was in charge of some ballots over in the US. Fox News put out a lot of propaganda about the voting machines And yeah, it looks like things are going ahead, and that Dominion will not be settling, as they shouldn't. And Fox, of course, is owned by Rupert Murdoch, which is what makes this so significant. And if they can win this, it will be a major blow to Rupert Murdoch, to Fox, to the Murdoch Empire. The amount of money that they have to pay out could be enough to, if not bankrupt them, at least put quite a dent in their pockets. So, yeah, let's hope that Dominion wins that trial. Now, Biden was over in Ireland the last week. I didn't really follow any of what he was doing there, but the tabloid press did. The UK tabloid press did, and they lost their damn minds. Joe Biden's woke conquest of Ireland, embarrassed by his British roots, an English surname his grandparents weren't crazy about. I mean, that's the Daily Fail. The Daily Fail and these wackadoodle headlines. I mean, that's literally like 3 sentences. That's not even a headline. And you know why they do that? They do that because they know that their readers really don't read the article. That's why the Daily Fail has such long headlines like that. And they were putting these out throughout his visit, and they're still putting them out now. Like, just completely crazy. At the end of the day, the US and the UK are allies, and I think it's actually fair to say that the UK probably needs the US more than the US needs the UK. Like, the US is the world superpower, military wise, financially, the level of influence that the US has, for better for worse, around the world. And especially post Brexit, the UK has lost a lot of its power in many different ways. How it's seen around the world, trade, even if you're a UK citizen on an individual level, if you're, trying to move around Europe, I think as of November now, they're introducing visas. So I really don't know why the tabloids have to behave this way. I mean, if you want to make a political critique about another world leader, nobody's saying that you can't do that. I'm not saying don't criticize Joe Biden if there isn't something significant to criticize him for, but this is just complete tabloid fodder. And it really just shows where even parts of journalism that are meant to be serious, like political news, have just turned into clickbait nonsense. Also, up in Omid's DMs, this was happening. So Omid posted this on his account. Someone come and get their mother, because they have been in Omid's DMs. And Miss Elizabeth Morris sent a message to Omid saying, "Damn you, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, for Queen Elizabeth's death, which you helped accelerate. You are a charlatan, a despicable human being without 1 ounce of integrity." And Omid responded with heart smiley face. Because really, how else do you respond to somebody this deranged and crazy? Omid is a reporter, and out of all of the royal reporters, has been the most balanced. And this crazy person is here saying you are responsible for the Queen's death when her own family members were raiding her jewelry box before the funeral was even over. Okay. Verda Sanchez, they are pissed because he refused to go to the coronation. I mean, why was he meant to go to the coronation? You've never had a monarch go to a US presidential inauguration. The Queen didn't go to his inauguration. the palace did not send a representative to the inauguration from the monarchy. So why should Joe Biden come to the clowning? Oh, and there's also like the whole history about America freeing itself from the British monarchy. There's also that part. So why would the US president go? And I thought that we didn't like America and its Americanness. So why do we need Joe Biden there? Right. On to the next thing. More clowning performers for the concert. Alexis French tweeting, honored to have been invited to perform in the Coronation concert held in celebration of His Majesty King Charles III. Thank you for all of your support and well wishes following the announcement. Support and well wishes. Charles, you should have seen the responses on this tweet. People asking him, does he understand what an honor is? You are honored to perform for a man who put the well-being of his son and biracial daughter-in-law and their children at risk. Now, I have said that I'm going to watch the clowning. However, I'm not going to watch the Coronation concert. Absolutely not. And pretty much anything else. For the sake of news and reporting, I will be watching the clowning. I will not be watching anything else regarding this whole thing. We'll get the pictures from Twitter from the clowning concert, which is the next day. So you have the clowning on the 6th and then the concert at Windsor on the 7th. I will not be watching that concert. Right, let's go to your comments. Have a look. Wendy Lohman, does the UK press know how stupid they look on a global stage? Clearly not. I don't think they care at all at this point how ridiculous that they are making our country look. And it's sad because they are the loudest voice. You know, and how do you, as individuals from a country, as a populace, how do you control that? When you've got this big, powerful entity that speaks on your behalf and represents you, but represents you in the worst way. And the number of people who I've heard say, oh, I'm not going to come to the UK, I'm not going to come to England because of, you know, this whole situation. And it's just such a shame because there are so many amazing things about the UK. And people are literally being put off at a time when we need tourism, we need investment, we need, you know, people to come, students, working professionals with skills. And people are being put off. Oh. Cinderella, who is he? Good question. I actually don't know either. I just know that it came up on my feed and that there was dragation going on in the comment section. That is all I know. Yes, Sylvia, honored to perform for a man that has asked his son to leave their Frogmore home, knowing that there are a safety risk for Harry and his family. Yes, and you know it's not just Alexis getting dragged. What's his name? The editor of Vogue, Edward Enninful, he got dragged this week as well. I hope that other people are looking at this and going, do you know what? This is just not something that I need to be getting involved with. And the same way Cinderella did not know who this man was, you will never hear about him again afterwards. Does anybody remember the name of the guy who performed at the Christmas Carol concert with Catherine? No. You lot are so shady. I have no idea who this person is. Oh, somebody does. He's John Legend's long lost cousin. Yeah, Dawn, I blame Rupert Murdoch for destroying British media. But I do believe that the tabloid readers specifically, the tabloid readers of the UK, who also do not represent everyone, but unfortunately a large group of people, they take responsibility as well, because someone can offer you a dangerous substance, you don't have to consume it. That's down to you. Yeah, imagining the crowd, they probably would know who he is, and not knowing his lyrics. Well, honestly don't know who this guy is. Um, Having said that, I'm in my old lady phase, so I really don't know who anybody is. I didn't know who the most streamed artist on Spotify was. That bunny guy. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I am, clued up on what's going on. So he must be relevant to someone. Oh, Valerie, you said Alexis French is a successful composer. Oh, okay. So he's not like a pop or an R&B artist. So is he? I'm assuming going to be performing with an orchestra. Is that maybe what he might be doing? Nonetheless, very disappointing. I mean, I always like to see a successful Black person doing well, but aligning yourself with things like this, it's not going to go down well in history. People are going to look at you and just say, "What were you doing?" And especially now in an age of social media and being able to put yourself out there, I don't think he needs to align himself with this. Right, on to the next thing. Yeah, this came up on my feed. There's this guy named Sam Bright, and he's written this book called Bullingdon Club, and it's all about the establishment. And he tweeted this that was quite interesting. So, 35% of UK prime ministers. Oh, give me a sec, folks. 35% of UK prime ministers have been educated at one school, Eton. So this is the private boys' school. Harry and William went to Eton also. This was an entrance exam question set by the school in 2011. You ready for this, folks? This was an entrance exam question at Eton School set by the school in 2011. It's worth recounting the exam question in full to give you a sense of what exactly the college was asking of 12 to 13-year-old boys. This was the question. The year is 2040. There have been riots in the streets of London after Britain has run out of petrol because of an oil crisis in the Middle East. Protesters have attacked public buildings. Several policemen have died. Consequently, the government has deployed the army to curb the protests. After 2 days, the protests have stopped, but 25 protesters have been killed by the army. You are the Prime Minister. Write the script for a speech to be broadcast to the nation in which you explain why employing the army against violent protesters was the only option available to you, and one which was both necessary and moral. This was a question set to 12 to 13-year-old boys at a school in the United Kingdom that has produced 35% of our prime ministers. They literally prime them from the time that they're boys. And this has always been a very controversial topic because the private schools, these elite private schools, where these aristocrats and working class families who become wealthy, who send their children there to get into the aristo crowd, the landowners of the country, this forms part of the class system. So this is one of the reasons why you can say I'm 32 now, going on 33, right? I can strike it rich tomorrow, enter the upper class aristo circles, say, going to members clubs, going to where else do they hang out? Ascot. I don't know, becoming a patron of the arts. I can hang around them, but I'll never really be one of them because I didn't go to school with them. I didn't go to the same horse riding club when I was growing up. This is how they create these tight circles in their classes. And if you didn't grow up in these circles, they speak a completely different language from the rest of us. They're in a completely different club. And this is why even somebody like Kate Middleton, like her family, for example, got quite wealthy. She grew up around, the wealthier suburbs and the schools and everything, but she's still not really considered one of them. They've still never really looked at her like that. They still disrespect her as a commoner. And this is just really scary, because not only the way in which this question is framed, like it's just horrifying, but I think for a 12 to 13-year-old, it's almost like saying to a young child, you are the one that's going to run the country in the future because you are in this institution. And I think that creates like a sense of disconnect from the real world and from normal people, because it's like they're primed to feel like they're above everyone else already, just by virtue of being in this institution. So it's no surprise you then get these people who grow up and have no idea, when they are then in power, what life is like for the normal working class person who they should be prioritizing. Instead, they prioritize the rich. I saw a report earlier today that they're not going to be negotiating nurses' pay at all. At all. They won't be negotiating with the unions. So we've gone from clap for carers to slap the carers in the face. I'm speechless. Hi everyone, if you're just joining the chat, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, please. Kids and Door, can someone explain to me why is Prince Android premiering the night of the Coronation? Who approved this madness? Prince Android? Oh, Prince Andrew. Are they releasing a documentary? Explain further, please. I'm not aware of a documentary. Yeah, Sussex Live. Train a child early and they usually don't depart from it. They're priming them. Yes, B10 Pal. That particular school is training ground for future movers and shakers. That is why Harry and William were sent there. So I believe there's the Eton Boys School and then there's also Eton College. Yes, Valerie, this country needs a lot of prayers. The stronghold is so ironclad, creating tight circles of class. Indeed. Yes, Shadell, Kay will never be one of them. And they let her know that when she tried to kick Rose Hanbury out of the Aristo circles, tried to freeze her out, and then ended up having to go on a Christmas walk with her. Oi. Some of you saying, I hope Prince Harry changes his mind. I'm gonna eventually clip it down and repost it, but I'm gonna post what Rahini said in the Friday calls on Friday, because she made a very good point. At the end of the day, Harry is fifth in line to the throne, and I believe in the end he has to go. And but I don't feel after this he really owes the institution much. V, you said, do the working class vote in Britain? Yes, we do. Tend to vote sometimes against what's in their favor, but they do vote. Janine Hyde, Australia are appealing for nurses and doctors. Yes, I mentioned this in one of the previous podcasts. In fact, the recruiters from Australia are specifically targeting young professionals from the UK with certain skills because there's a skills deficit in Australia. I wonder, can anyone give me a link to Anne's travel channel? It's Anne the Nomad. Just search and the Nomad. And you can also search and the Nomad on Instagram. Right. So there is going to be a feature coming out in the Sunday Times. Queen Camilla, the other woman who won the Game of Thrones. Now, Roy Anika, the royal rodent who's writing this Queen Camilla article, is the same one who wrote the other brother. So Camilla is the other woman and William is the other brother. And as this Twitter commentator said, the other brother, the other woman, when you aren't even the main character in your own story. The shame of it all. Not only are they not the main characters in their own story, William always being compared to his brother, Camilla always being compared to Diana. Charles isn't even the main character going towards his own clowning. Because why is the Sunday Times doing a feature on Queen Camilla instead of King Charles? Make it make sense, please. Oh, so that actually just reminded me. Yesterday, I asked the question, how would Camilla take over the crown? Because obviously there is a line of succession. And someone posted a very interesting theory. And I'm actually going to look for it. I just briefly skimmed through it, but I didn't get to read it in full. But they made a very good point at the beginning. Sorry, just give me a sec because it was so good. Okay, now I can't find it, but basically they made the point that if some of Camilla's children are Charles's, and there's always been rumors that they could be, they could end up being in the line of succession. Now, some people have argued that this isn't possible, but there's no saying that, arms couldn't be twisted and that could possibly happen. Mind you, it is very likely that Charles will pass before Camilla does. Camilla has a lot of collateral. She's got a lot of leverage. Like anything could happen is all I'm saying. Because it's becoming more and more obvious that the aim was always for her to be queen. And now she has it. There's just no knowing. Cinderella, they can't because they were born out of wedlock. Well, you say that, but an adulterer who was divorced was never meant to be the King of England. So they change the rules as and when it suits them. Lily and Archie are meant to have birthright. But there was so much here, there, back and forth about their titles. And I think if they had found a way, they would have not given those children the titles and robbed them of this so-called birthright. So they change the rules when it's convenient for them. You never know. Things are getting real crazy out here on these royal streets. Tony, and that's exactly what I was thinking. I mean, that Charles and Camilla had an older child between them. Funny you said that. Yeah, that's the only way that I think that she would be able to take over the House of Windsor. I don't see how else. Because I also just find it really weird that her ex-husband is now doing duties on her behalf. All right, on to the next thing. Actually, let me just finish off your last comments before we go on to the next thing, because the next thing is I'm about to go off. Rosa, what about the guy in Australia? Said he is Prince Charles and Camilla's son. Yeah, I've heard about this. I thought it was New Zealand though. But yeah, over on that side of the planet, there's someone who's claiming to be, their long lost love child or something. Little Mac, that would be so funny for William, who sided with Camilla against Harry and his mother. Indeed. Jessica, no, that's not possible. The term is royal bastard. They lived well, educated but never to be in the line of succession. Well, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. And Camilla wants not only the crown, I believe that she now wants the whole House of Windsor. And Carolyn, need for them to take a DNA test. Yeah, also, Tanya, rules changed for Henry VIII to marry Anne Boleyn. I mean, listen, Nostradamus said what he said. You just never know what's going to happen. Tony, couldn't Charles come with a reason, like in Denmark, to remove the titles from Archie and Lilibet and only keep them for William? I feel like they were possibly trying to do that. Yeah, Anne-Marie, I don't put anything past her at this point. After that lunch with Jeremy Clarkson and Piers Morgan, and then Jeremy Clarkson posting that article, I don't put anything past them. Right. This lady. Seasons will come and go, but Camilla Tominey will always be a liar. So Camilla Tominey, instead of focusing on her own marriage, is obsessed still with the Sussexes. It's almost as if some of these royal rodents is like they feel they have to double down after the Netflix documentary and after Spare. It's like they're not backing off at all. They are fighting for their lives. The UK tabloid girls are fighting for their lives. And Camilla is fighting for her life more than anyone. So she did this article, and I'm not going to even read the whole thing, but I wanted to just single out this particular section. She said of Harry coming home to Britain, it's reasonable to wonder too if Harry can make can make Britain home again. Despite his recent penchant for spewing American psychobabble and his insistence that he is loving the LA lifestyle, it does look like he is lost in the States. The man who was once our Harry needs a purpose in life beyond attacking the media and his family. By giving him a warm welcome in 3 weeks' time, Britain might be able to help him find it. Now remember that Camilla Tominey is a liar, is a palace mouthpiece. So when she says things like this, you have to wonder, is she just speaking as a gossip monger, or is she speaking on behalf of someone in the palace? Because it's always been that they want Harry to leave his wife and children and come back. This has been the tone pretty much since they left. Harry, come back, leave that woman and those kids of yours. It's just gross. What is the obsession with trying to get a man who has clearly dedicated his wife and children to leave them? And of course, they'd have no problem with it because it's not like any of the other Windsor men are dedicated to their wives. You're going to have the who's who of side chicks at this Clownonation. And this whole our Harry, like ownership over this man who's coming to 40 years old. A man who moved out of his grandmother's house and now makes his own money. Oi. And other reporters getting roasted. This guy, Christopher Sharp, who writes for the Daily Express. Now, the other day I showed you, let me just go to this slide first. So the other day I showed you this. These are a list of articles that were written by the Daily Express in a 24-hour period. Christopher Sharp, he responded to a thread talking about this hate campaign, saying, please don't call my colleagues hate for hire. We're journalists doing a job. Don't make assumptions about all of us because you don't like the work of a few of us. The fact that you even choose to work at the Daily Express, sir, says a lot about you. This is not a paper that is interested in truth. This is a tabloid paper that just does nothing but spin. There is no journalism here. It's The Onion with hate. And at least The Onion is funny. And somebody responded to Christopher's tweet with a video of Meghan from the Netflix documentary explaining the impact that this has on her and the way in which it's been radicalizing people. Where she says, "You are making people want to kill me. And for what?" And this is what Christopher calls journalism. Now, he actually did, so sorry, I think I've actually forgotten to put it on a slide. He had previously tweeted, let me see if I can find it actually. Where is it now? Give me a sec, folks. A bit disorganized today. He had tweeted that. Okay, I can't seem to find it, but he had basically tweeted in the past that Harry. Oh gosh, that's so annoying. I seem to have lost it. Okay, so he had tweeted that it was something along the lines of, Harry. Here it is. Okay, I found it. So on the 8th of the 3rd, 2021, he tweeted, "Harry did the right thing to protect and look after his family. Meghan does not deserve the level of abuse she's received, particularly after opening up about her poor mental health. Remember the last time we started off the year with a big Harry and Meghan story, 2020. Brace yourselves, everyone." He's saying that, but he's still defending, or he's not like directly calling out his other colleagues. And I'm sorry, but if you work for the Daily Express, you're not a journalist. You're a gossip monger. And, he's tweeting, posting pictures with his girlfriend, like, find someone in life to fight for, while at the same time writing abusive smear articles to incite hate against another woman you've never met. And all I have to say to these people is, are you proud of yourselves? Like, when you go home to your partners, to your families, do you feel proud that you've done this? Anything for money, right? Anywho, that's all I had to say. But I do think that we need to start calling these people out. Because they should no longer be allowed to go faceless when you put out this much hate. Pam, Harry rejected the monarchy's hold of him. He walked away from what many of the royal reporters would give anything to be in. Yeah, indeed. And I don't understand why you would give anything to be in an institution that literally destroys everyone who goes in it. Even people that try to play its game, as Kate did. Look at what it's done to her. Yeah, wanting Harry to abandon his children is just cruel. Lil Mac said that's not a loving picture. Well, I don't believe that anybody who writes articles like this could be loving at all. Yeah, if hypocrisy had a face. Indeed. Yeah, holding her lovely. I'm not going to put the picture back on the screen. Wait, let me see. J-Law, they put on Twitter at least 10 negative articles that he has posted in 2023 so far. Okay, well, I missed that, but thank you so much for pointing it out. All right, who's going to get the last word of the day? Don't worry, folks. We're going to get through the Coronation, and then we're going to get to see Meghan, hopefully, or she should be getting her award from Gloria Steinem. So let's take a deep breath. Good things are coming. And listen, we knew that going up to the clowning, it was going to be just a mess. Now, did I think it was going to be this messy? No. But they are really outdoing themselves. EMG, what makes my mouth drop is hearing himself describe his work as journalism. Yeah, this is not journalism. Journalists seek the truth. They are indeed, Anastasia, destroyers of people's lives. Clean. I'm astonished how quiet William is. To allow Camilla to be called queen and not rebel is something else. Or his focus is the Sussexes. Well, I wouldn't say he's quiet. He's probably briefing through the press. But yeah, I haven't really seen him around, right? Have they been doing they haven't been doing any appearance. We saw them at Easter. And then I think that was it, really. Yeah, Shiv Dilly, a beauty she is. Sylvia, you said, Duchess, thank you for the OG respect that you give to Meghan. Well, I respect anyone that just stood up for themselves, who has done good things in their life, who has lived an honest life. That's what I respect about Meghan. I really couldn't care less about the royal side. And if she had never married into the royal family, I probably would have become a fan of, just Meghan, the actress, humanitarian, businesswoman, eventually. Yeah, I said one more time. They are pissed that she's not going to the coronation. Dorothy, and there is a saying that the jail you plan for me is the one you're going to rot in. Those are very wise words, and we're going to end on that. A reminder to anyone who is planning a jail for someone else, that is the one that you are going to rot in. So what you need to do is just mind your business. Have a lovely day, evening, wherever you are, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have fun at Barron's. Ciao.
Yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah. Do you know she royalty? gotta get her heart racing. I did feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty, all I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me, I can see it on you. Your love they do me every time. With you by my side we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty, I've been waiting for you. Yeah. Do you know she royalty?
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.